Hi there. Um, I'm Nick. You people may know me as Yanama. You know, the asshole who said he was dying of leukemia. I've I've never been good at apologies, okay? Ever. And at this point, I don't think a single apology, no matter how well given, is ever going to rectify all the damage I've done. So I'm not so stupid as to think that I could ask for forgiveness and actually receive it. Yet, here I am in this very video. And really, the only part I'm actually recording my face is so that way people know it's me and not that troll Yanamarules or whatever who's been running around trying to pretend to be me. Because really, people, I'm that fooled you. That's actually really upsetting. You think I'm like that? Alright, this video's here because I do owe you people at least something. One, an apology. But two, and this one's more of a personal thing, I need to really explain why this happened. Explain just where I was at and where I'm still kind of at. I would have thought impersonating somebody dying of leukemia was a good idea. Alright. Let me begin by saying that I have nothing to do with a fucktard named Yanamarules. And yes, by the way, that's how you're supposed to pronounce Yanama. It's derivative of Yanamanka, my original name on SMW Central. I actually used the name of RuneScape first. Anyways, I have no idea what's going on with that drama. But apparently he's trying to sue John? That doesn't even make sense. Notte Luminosa can't be trademarked. It's a Mario ROM hack. How would anybody except Nintendo be able to sue over a ROM hack? From what little I've seen of John's comment section, he's also been protesting the ban that SMW Central gave me. I expected no less from the site, actually. The only thing that did surprise me was that they didn't actually give me a moment to defend myself. But that's probably a blessing in disguise, as I would have surely fucked that up royally. While I've never agreed with the politics of the site, there's more than enough reason to ban me. So Yanamarules, you're not only an obvious troll, but you're a really bad obvious troll. Also, in one of the comments, you diss Pokemon music. Go, fuck you, I love that shit. Now, something else that popped up was this idea that I somehow solicited donations. Let me say this now and let me be clear. I never asked anybody for money at all. I neither asked for nor received donations of any kind. Now, let's move on to the meaty stuff. My hope is that by making this video, that I can explain exactly what kind of position I was in, that saying I was going to die of leukemia came across as a good idea. I've been battling depression since my early teen years. I've had suicidal bouts ever since I was 15. These were due to circumstances outside of my control, namely dealing with my parents and coming out of the closet. After being at college, I was finally able to seek treatment outside the shadow of my parents, and for a while it really was working. Right after Thanksgiving, however, things really went to shit because I had to leave that treatment and I had to deal with my parents all over again. So by the time I come back, I only had a few weeks left for my semester. And by the time that rolled around, I had to deal with family affairs, like my parents, bills concerning them, while trying to work really hard at my job so I can pay for tuition for this current semester, while all not trying to fail calculus. Now that's nothing. Every single college student probably has to go through something like that. It's no excuse. However, I'm just trying to give you guys some background so that when I suffered another suicidal breakdown, you understand where I'm coming from here. So, again, severing my ties on almost all my sites. And at this point, I was locked in my room, just closed in, not letting anybody come near. So, wasn't getting sleep. And then at like 2 or 3 a.m., I went into SMW Central's IRC channel. And for once, I was actually interacting with the people who I was saying I was going to go away from, and I had no idea what to do. Well, that's not true. I didn't want to be talked out of it. I figured that people in my family have died of leukemia. So it's terrible, but it's something that happens to people, and everybody's affected by it in some way. So if I died of that, it wouldn't be that out of the ordinary. And so I lied and I said I was dying of leukemia because I didn't want anybody to try and stop me. Before I knew it, I was writing a thread about how I was going to die in the next couple of days. Now here's the part of my story you're all going to call bullshit at. And you know what? I don't blame you. I would do it too if I were in your shoes. Here it is. I never actually thought anyone would care enough to play my hacks. I was very happy that they were Let's Played. It's my standpoint nowadays. They're shitty and unpolished hacks which rely too much on gimmicky design rather than developing solid core gameplay mechanics. Again, I didn't actually think anyone was going to play my hacks. When I wrote that, I was regretting that I hadn't made anything worth playing already. And when I say worth playing, I mean like Catastrophe or Second Reality Project level, okay? Something that a big ROM hacker would play, like TKO for John, or, you know, basically anything raocow takes interest in. So I logged out and moped around. I don't even remember how much time passed. I didn't eat or leave my room, and I knew from previous attempts that if I wanted to go through this, I couldn't eat or leave, otherwise someone could talk me out. So all I did was just stay in my room for days on end, just trying to prepare myself. And then I went to YouTube and raocow was playing my hack. Granted, Notte Luminosa is a pile of steaming shit. I mean, I made it when I was 15, but what do you make when you're 15? It's actually good. But watching the video made me cry. It made me so happy that someone cared that I was gonna die. I can't even put into words. I even logged into SMW Central and I sent a PM to raocow right then and there. And then 10 minutes later, I was, what the fuck am I doing? This amazing guy who I really looked up to was going out of their way because he was a nice person at his core. raocow, he's such a nice guy. And here I was doing this to him. Shit, that's what I felt like, okay? Shit. Worthless and guilty and stressed and shitty. This wasn't something that could blow over either. Not anymore. raocow, he was going to draw attention to this that I couldn't have anticipated. No, that's not fair. I should have anticipated something. Like, I should have. Maybe if I had, I would have done it, but tangent. It only got worse when then John started playing, because he came out of ROM hacking retirement. Just fucking ridiculous. I had a real life friend actually call me because John came out of retirement. I just wanted to die right then and there. I hated myself so much more than ever. About 2 or 3 days into the lie, I guess, SNN contacted me in a PM and wanted to interview me. And everything in my head said, alarm bells were basically going off. They're saying, don't answer this, just let it blow over, just ignore it, just pretend it doesn't exist. And of course I did the absolute opposite, and I replied to the guy. In hindsight, my therapist says that if I really kept on down low, I would have ignored it because I could have got away with it because he knew I didn't like him, but that I wanted to be caught and punished, which I think is valid. It is. That's the thing, though. It was becoming a valid reason to end it all. But I couldn't because John and raocow and then like Dispari were all fighting for people battling with leukemia, people whose lives were suffering. And I'm this little shit who's trying to die. It wasn't I'm not gonna lie and say that it was a jaw-dropping epiphany, but it at least stopped me enough that I wasn't ready to just end it all anymore. So there you go. To summarize my events, I was suicidal when I wrote that. I thought that people would talk me out of it if I told them the truth, so I lied. And then Raukau and John Dispari come along and actually gave a fuck, and let alone they gathered donations for cancer charities, leaving me. How do you people think it feels when the only reason you're alive is you're so desperate to die you pretend to be a leukemia patient? It's not. I'm sorry, it's not fair. It's not. I recognize that I'm completely 100% at fault for this mess. I apologize for the time and care that I've wasted. So glad that at least some good can come out of this little fucktastic lie. Although I wish the money hadn't come from a lie. And now, for a moment of sort of rage with disclaimer, I can completely understand why people are very, very angry at me. If I were in your position, I would be threatening me as well. Okay? But some of the things you people are saying, they're actually kind of scary. Like, verging on threats of murder. Especially because I'm not exactly in a good place. Even worse of a place when I actually did that. It made me actually think it was a good idea. And it really hurt, because there's people who thought I could just sit there and watch each video that they're playing on the presumption that I'm dying, and that I could enjoy it. That it's a vile, terrible. I planned every ounce of this out and did it all on purpose. I'm guilty, okay? I am. I was stupid, weak, and I should have had the nerve to get the fuck over myself, and I hate that. I should have been better. It should be better than this. But don't you tell me I'm unfeeling, because that's not true. So marks the end of this video. I hope that I made clear I'm not looking for absolvement. I know I couldn't possibly get it. Well, I'm sure it'd be a nice gesture. I don't even think I could forgive myself if any of you could, so don't bother. What I hope I have done, however, is to at least give you a starting point to understand what's going through my head and why I made the decisions that I did. Every single person who supported me under this pretense is an amazing person. So don't just hate, okay? Hate on me, that's fine. But don't hate on Raukau and don't hate on John for just being good people. I mean, hell, I would keep the videos up too, because guess what, guys? With those videos up, it's a testament to just how terrible I am. So, guess that's it. Alright. Yanama signing out for the last time.